Hi friends, let's take a look at Ethereum together. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to take a look at Ethereum versus the USD, maybe even a wee sneak peek at Ethereum versus the BTCs. Why would I want to do that? Well, that's because people have been talking about it a wee bit. Let's just dive over into see what people have been talking about though, because as you can see here on my screen, I have plenty of unread messages over here in Ethereum. Let's just read through this together, shall we? Yay, it's the Discord. Fez says, guys, anyone know that ETH halving is about in 2020, where you send 5 plus ETH apparently and gets 10 plus. If I said that, that was a good laugh. Right. Cool. Moving on with the show. Plenty of reasons to join the Discord there. Wow. Genuine laughs. Right. Nice one. What have we got here? Big top there on the Ethereum prices. Wait a minute, what am I looking at? ETC. Wrong chart. Sorry, excuse me. You'll notice this is also green. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Not Ethereum 2.0, but also, not Ethereum Classic. We're talking about Ethereum, right? Let's take a look at Ethereum. Where are we on this face? What's that all about? Undo that, mate. We had this on the charts here. It's obviously, just too ambitious, right? Didn't get no breakout from it. Nothing really happened there. I think this is also maybe too ambitious. The only reason why we have this on the charts essentially is because of this rise up here. It's not like we've got a higher here than it is over here. You couldn't really say that. These triangles are normally characterized by sort of lower highs and higher lows. What we have on the go here is higher highs and higher lows, whilst we have divergence. We can point this out. It's 4-hour time frame, by the way. I think that's fairly clear as I just draw on some liney for you. So you see what I'm talking about there? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you smell it with your feet? Probably not, because your nose is on your face. But we have some bearish divergence there on that in this upward trend. Cooly schmooly. Let's just get rid of those lines that I drew on there now, and instead also get rid of these because I don't like the look of that triangle. Regardless of whether it's a triangle or not, it's more or less besides the point. What do we know about symmetrical triangles and the like? Well, and ascending triangles and every other triangle in there. We know that as soon as you go past like the highs over here, which would be $408 in this case, that you're looking to sort of that you've at least moved past the fake out territory of it. And if it wasn't a triangle at that point, if it wasn't going to get a full move and it retraces from that point, then what you're looking at is a channel rather than a triangle. That's the way they always work out, because it's the same way as if you're surprised by that, you'll probably also be surprised that if you take two triangles and stick them together, right? If I get this triangle and stick it together, right? I get a rectangle. Mental, huh? So you'll have enjoyed both of those little things there. Sorry, I'm just taking the piss. I know that these things aren't intuitive. They're almost designed to not be intuitive, if anything. What am I doing here? I was going to try and draw in a parallel channel. For a while it looked a bit like we could be in one. I have this one in the background, which is clearly a bit messy, that we've kind of come out of at the minute, and we're not managing to do very well in terms of staying within it and moving towards the top side. None of this really matters, right? If you watch the Bitcoin video, then we're in an uptrend, yada, yada, yada. So let's just look towards the targets here. $408, and movements up above it. Very, very good. We may be able to throw off the shackles of the bearish divergence if we did it with a bit of momentum. Actually, just simply coming up to $409 is not going to do that. We'd probably have to look up towards, and I don't know, I can't be bothered to be honest, to do the maths to figure out what it would be, but you're looking up to maybe perhaps 430 in order to not have divergence on there. Well, we can see though, I could be totally wrong with the maths on that one. Maybe 415 would do it. I don't know, but we're looking at, we need to push past this, right? Or else we've got bearish divergence on there. Sure, what difference does that make? Not necessarily that much. It's just a warning sign. A warning sign, that could come into play if we saw something like, for instance, this end up being a shoulder, this end up being a head, and then we get another shoulder over here and then fall towards the downside. Now, is that going to be perfect? Not really. At the minute, we do have this diminishing volume aspect of things. What if this turned out to be a shoulder, and then we went in and we put in a head up here, in one of these areas, and then dropped down the way? That would be interesting as well, especially if we still had the bearish divergence as we were putting in that head. Something to look out for if we do push up past the $408 point. If we fail to do all of that, which is very much likely scenario, as all these things are fairly likely, like the possibility exists. By the way, the reason I've got the RSI above the charts is because I accidentally moved it up there during during the Bitcoin video, and I haven't moved it back yet. Let's just do that. Cool. Ah, scary. Actually just moved the stochastics up above the chart. It's not what I wanted to do. There we go. That's better. So, so what are we looking at here then? We're looking at the 4-hour Ethereum chart with the divergence on there. Is that going to work out for us or not? We're looking up the way here. Is this going to be like we kind of spoke about with Bitcoin recently, the half staff or NAF actual idea? Now, pushing on past this up towards those targets that we talked about, like $430 or so, would actually potentially constitute that half staff type pattern where you could have, essentially this sort of idea on the go between a pull up, a channel that goes towards the top side, and then continuing up the way. Check out the half staff or NAF video with Bitcoin if you want to see. Just going back to Bitcoin. We're still in that phase as well, like half staff or NAF on that one. Really just looking at this and just saying, well, if we do actually go up towards and challenge that $4.08 time, which is a 4-hour target, then in the terms of the 24-hour time frame, you're looking up there towards that $413 area, or 410 to 413, where you could see a pullback there, and indeed that could also be bearishly divergent. This is a channel right here. Then I suppose if you're looking towards the downside, 393 is clearly an area for us to be aware of. In terms of just in generals, let's look towards the 370 as being a big significant area if we're going to see significant pullbacks, but also bearing in mind that when we moved up above 390.99, we actually managed to put in a closes up above the 236 here. Will we move up the way? So far all we've done really is come back down and retest it. Let's just zoom right on in so you can see this crack. So far what have we done? Well, we've not really done anything quite yet. We've moved past it, we've got a close above it. So far we haven't closed back down below it again, but the day hasn't closed yet. Movements of a further additional $6 towards the downside will see us closing below the 236, immediately undoing all of the good work that we've done over the last couple of days. Closes above 390 are going to have to be considered to be fairly positive on this one. Like I say, we're in an uptrend, right? If this triangle type jazz that I've clearly tried to draw in here in a scrappy enough way were to actually play out, say it was something like that, then of course you could be looking up towards those targets we already spoke about. Do I need to go on about anything any more than this? Not really. I think you should check out the videos. I think you should check out yesterday's video. It's amazeballs, but of course, it's a long video, so people don't want to watch it. There's chapters in it, so you can absolutely watch whatever you want to watch. Still, it's got crap all views, but I did it because I love my subscribers and I do these sorts of things to benefit them. Made me knackered, put me off the idea of doing it again in a hurry though. Probably end up doing one next Wednesday, but maybe ought not to. I don't know. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. If you're going to join the Discord, go ahead, join it. Would really appreciate that. Let me know what you're looking at. Yes, I know I could have looked at other things like moving averages. They're miles away at the minute. Who cares about all that sort of stuff? If we go down below 337, that'd be a test of the 21 EMA. And if you look over to the left, you can see that's a 236 as well. That'd be obviously quite bearish, But do people need me to tell them that a movement down the way of from the current prices of 16-17%, or in terms of from our highs over here down to that of 20%, do people need me to tell them that that's bearish? No, but do they need me to tell them that dropping down there, finding support and moving towards the top side wouldn't ultimately be all that bearish overall, considering the scope of range that this massively volatile candle gave us, and the opportunity that offers up for bulls in terms of re-upping on longs down here at that 330 price point before moving towards the top side or whatever. And if there could be a potential expectation of that in some quarters, where you'd be able to come in here and essentially then move towards the top side thereafter, perhaps with certain time frames offering you up closing opportunities where you would be putting in a lower low compared to some of these other lows over here, that ultimately you could even look down to sort of 358, if we're to pull back up to that point and do one of these crazy wick things, there's all sorts of different, permutations that can happen. Do you need me to tell you that we're in a bull market and that we have been for the last 6 months, like I told Layla here on Twitter? Do you need that? Follow me on Twitter, Rocky_Outcrop, at Rocky_Outcrop. I'd appreciate it. Join the Twitter, the Discord. Let me know. Prices stay up where they are. They're $7.25 above where they need to be, so that's decent. So if they do that, then that's fair enough. That's all bullish enough. You can check in with all of your other YouTube people. As you can see here, I'm not a YouTube monogamist. You can check in with your other YouTube guys to find out whether or not you are for other time frame stuff. Let me know what you're looking at. That'll be appreciated. I'm going to catch you in the next episode. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Really do appreciate it. My name's been Rocky Outcrop. It'll still be Rocky Outcrop tomorrow when I come back to do another one of these episodes, so be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you encourage me to actually turn up. That would be really, really appreciated. If you share this video or this channel, youtube.com/Rocky Outcrop, all one word, then I would really appreciate it too. And I'll catch you later.